Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to the Styles UK YouTube channel. I'm super excited to be back today with another Friday lunchtime live. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done one of these because Andy and myself were visiting all of the lovely people in America with Styles and Styles Transfer Express. So yeah, we had a couple of weeks off of doing lives, but we do have some brilliant content coming to you from that trip, some very exciting announcements and some great interviews. Actually, we did a podcast with Stephanie from Transfer Express, which will be dropping soon. So yes, lots of exciting things to come. But today we're jumping straight back in with the lives and we're going to be talking about Christmas gifts that you can heat print with your press. We're going to be using the Jewel today because I'm going to be switching out quite a lot between different products, different platens, different accessories, and just to make it easy on pressure, I'm going to use the Jewel because it's all regulated via the air compressor. I don't have to manually change the pressure on the heat press every time. So to make my life easier, and it is obviously the favorite heat press. So that's what we're going to be doing today. To give you all a rough understanding of why we're doing this live today and why we think this is such an important thing, is that the UK spent £20.1 billion on Christmas gifts in 2022. That's a massive, massive number. So many people purchase things for themselves, for friends, for family, and it's not just one or two things anymore. They purchase multiple gifts for each person, especially if they have kids in the family, things like that. So it's a really great chance to maximize your output with your heat press and make a little bit of extra profit around that time. And the great news is you don't actually have to heat print Christmas products if you want to be successful with this, which we're going to get into in a little bit. But I know that the second everyone hears the word Christmas, they all sort of panic and go, oh, we don't want to heat print Christmas products, or oh, we just, want to do our standard. That's totally fine as well. And people on average have spent around 6.5% more on items that are Christmas gifts or around the festive season. So just to give you an idea, if you were selling, a product for say like 20 or 25 pounds, you can sell that for 6.5% more just during the festive season. And we've seen this happen in like so many shops, in like retail. You see things get marked up and then get marked down on sale, things like that. So yeah, it's a great chance to just add a couple of pounds to each of your item, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're heat printing 10, 20, 50, 100, 500 items, a lot of extra profit that we want to get you. So we're going to cover all of that today. So let's get started with our first item. Before we do though, I just want to mention that Beth is with me on the live today. She is in the comments answering all of your questions. So if you guys do have any questions that you want to know throughout the live, just throw them in the comments and I'll constantly be checking back and forth with her to see if we have any to answer. So yeah, don't be shy, get your comments in. Oh, there she is. Did you just speak?
Hello, everybody.
There she is. That really threw me off. So if you have any questions, drop them in the box, but we're going to get started. So the first thing I want to cover is standard sweatshirts. So I know we're talking about Christmas, but let's forget about Christmas designs, Christmas products, Christmas gifts, all of that for a minute, and just focus on your standard everyday products. So I've got a sweatshirt here. This is a JH030 from Just Cool Ordis. This is a large, and it's a really gorgeous powdery baby blue. I love this color. The reason I want to talk about this is because just because people heat print specific products at Christmas, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't print your standard products and just market them as Christmas gifts. Now, your marketing message has such a strong identity for your brand around certain times of the year. So simply by putting your bestseller on display and saying, the best gift this Christmas, or, perfect jumper for Christmas or something. If you're giving something away for the festive season, it doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas branded, because what if somebody wants to wear it into January, into February, throughout the next year? They're not going to wear something that has Christmas themed, designs all over it. So we're just going to show you really quickly how easy it is to heat print one of these sweatshirts. So like I said, JH030, we're going to thread it onto the press. So pulling it open like so, and we're just going to start with the standard 40 by 50 platen on here. So threading it on. And the good thing about using one of these sweatshirts is there's no sort of pockets on there. There's nothing that we have to worry about interfering with the pressure. So we load the garment on. We've got the nice threadability feature here. Everything hangs off. We've just got the area that we want to heat print onto. Just cover it with a little bit of release paper, and we're going to just do a quick pre-press to remove any of the wrinkles and moisture that's in there. The IQ screen on this heat press is brilliant for remembering all of your recipes. So this is the Fusion IQ touchscreen control panel, and it's already set to Ultra Color Max, which is the DTF product we're going to be fusing with today. And it's set to 145 degrees, medium pressure, 3-second pre-press. And then if I tap on here to number 2, it brings me to 12. So it's my 12-second pre-press, which is super handy. So hold both the buttons in, like so, and that's your pre-press. It will automatically open and move, and you're good, you're done. So now that we've removed all of the moisture from said garment and there's no creases on here anymore, we are going to take our transfer. Like I said, using a DTF transfer today, this is the one we're going to be using. There we go. Can you see that okay? So this has a lot of colours and gradients in there, which is fantastic, and it's a hot peel, which I love about these transfers. So placing it onto the shirt, we're going about 3 fingers down from the neckline, making sure that it's straight. You don't technically have to use release paper with Ultra Color Max transfers because they are hot peel, but it's just best practice. We like to get into the habit of it so that if you are using cold peel, you don't have to think about, oh, I need to add that in. Don't mind the air compressor. Can everyone still hear me? Okay, so we're going to peel this hot. Like so. That was really quick, really easy. Pull off the sweatshirt and there you have your finished product. So really, really nice effect with Ultra Color Max DTF there. Beth, can you just confirm that people can still hear me?
So the air compressor is a little bit loud, but
okay.
we can
I can't
still
really hear you, but that's
okay.
okay.
We can hear you loudly.
So yeah, there you have it, a finished sweatshirt. So this is not Christmas themed, not Christmas branded. This could be your #1 best-selling product, but this is still a really good chance for you to sell all of your standard products, your best-selling range at Christmas for a higher price. Oh, there we go. It's always perfectly timed with the dual air fusion compressor. Perfect example of air-powered pressure for your heat press. And like I was saying, you can just market all of your standard products that you print January through to December as really amazing Christmas gifts, you know, wear them all through the next year. It's just a really great time to capitalize on your market and just make more sales. So just because you're not heat printing Christmas themed products doesn't mean you shouldn't be marketing and printing for the Christmas season. So now that we've covered this first one, I'm going to move on to the next product. The next one we're going to do is actually an apron. So if you're having friends or family over for Christmas, a nice personalized or custom apron might be a nice gift to give them. So let me just grab that. Okay. So we are going with just a plain black apron today. We got this on Rallowise. All of the products we have purchased today for this video have gone on Rallowise. Oh, that's gone a bit overexposed. Sorry about that. But the first thing that you'll probably notice about this is if we tried to put this product on the 40x50 platen, it wouldn't work because the shape of it is too thin at the top. So, I do apologize for that camera. It's not really focusing very well with this. If we try to load this onto the platen, what you'll see here is the fact that we have the seams of the corner still popping off the top. So we don't really want those on the platen because it's going to irritate the pressure. Like it will regulate from this point rather than just being on the area we want to print on. So what we're going to do is put this to the side for a moment. Using the lever on the side here, we're going to unlock this platen. And we're just going to pop it out like so. Super easy. All of the Hotronix presses from the Max Climb Up do this. And we're just going to swap it out for a smaller size one. There we go. So we're going to go with, I believe this is the 28x38 platen. It came off of the smallest press in the showroom. So I believe that's correct. And it has the same pin feature here that you can see from the other one. So this is what makes them super easy to just swap in and out. Now, most people I would normally use it this way around, but because of the shape of the apron we're fusing today, I'm going to spin it and do it like that. Make sure you lock it into place. And this gives us a much more appropriately sized print area to fuse onto. So taking our apron, loading it back on now. So if we put it on straight, I'm going to put the neckline to the edge of the platen so I can make sure that it's straight. And then I'm just going to push it off until all of the seams, including the side ones, are off the platen. And that is perfect. So as you can see now, all of the seams on the side and all of these sort of attachments at the top are completely off the platen. So this is just going to make sure our pressure is perfect and that our transfer is not going to come off, because if it's an apron you're decorating, chances are there's going to be food spilled on it, there's going to be drinks spilled on it, and it's going to need to be washed. So you want that 75+ wash quality. And we do not guarantee that wash quality if you do not use the appropriate, the correct time, temperature, and pressure. Pressure being one of the most important things. So long-lasting product, make sure you get the right pressure. But first, we're going to give it a pre-press. Where's my release paper gone? We've lost her. We don't need her. It's
Molly,
fine. We can carry on.
The other side of dual air fusion.
Oh, thanks. There it is. Thanks, Beth. Use your release paper. Do you know what? I was relieved I was using Ultracolor Max, because technically you don't need to use it for that. Okay, pre-pressing again. Oh, it's taking it with it. There, we don't need her. We will leave her be. Then we're going to take this DTF transfer design. Now, it is cut a little bit wonkily because I did cut it from a gang sheet, so excuse the slightly dodgy corners, but this one says save water, drink Prosecco. So it's a bit more of a kitchen appropriate themed transfer. I'm going to place that onto the apron. I'm placing it quite near to the top of the platen because we've had to pull the apron off the top quite far to make sure that the side seams of the apron are hanging off of the platen. I don't want the transfer to obviously be like down here. I want it to still be in an appropriate position. The thing I love about Hotronix presses is no matter where you place your transfer on the platen, the pressure and heat is 100% consistent. So I could place a transfer that was like this big right in the top corner and it would fuse perfectly as if it was smack bang in the middle because of the Hotronix heating element and the over center pressure. So the two combined just mean that every fuse that you do, whether it be, like I said, a really, really tiny one right on the edge of the platen, works perfectly. So we're going to put that to the test today and fuse right on the edge of this platen. Okay, let's get the release paper back in. Pop her on top. Another good reason for using release paper, like I said, for hot peel transfers like Ultracolor Max, you don't necessarily need it. However, if you are fusing onto garments that are slightly more sensitive, like this apron is I'm not 100% sure what this is made out of, but it's a bit, it's not as soft as 100% cotton. So there might be some form of like polyester in there maybe. So it just gives you that extra layer of protection with the garment that you're fusing onto as well, just to prevent any like scorching or what have you. And there you have your finished apron. This isn't going to focus very easily, is it? We'll give it a go. There we go. Yeah, so finished apron here, looking perfect. We'll just give it a little demonstration. So when I'm cooking in the kitchen at Christmas, this needs to be tightened. I should have done this before I went live on camera, really, shouldn't I? There we go. Yeah, so perfect apron for a gift. And like I said, if you are gifting something for someone that you're going to their house or, you know, just something a bit more fun, this is just something different that you can do. We don't often print on stuff like this and I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's another option for your gift market. I do also have kids versions of these as well, which I'm going to print on in another video, but that's such a good option if you want to maybe increase your average order value. You can bundle up your items to include adults and children. So if you know somebody that's got kids and they like baking with them in the kitchen, you could print them an adult one and a child version. So that's such a great gift that people will be more inclined to buy at Christmas rather than just one for themselves or for a friend. So always consider the kids and the family opportunities when it comes to selling products at Christmas. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, I'm going to do, while we've got this platen on here, I'm going to do a tea towel. Now, technically, I probably could have done this on the 40 by 50 because it is quite big, but I'm going to do it on this one now because it's already on here. So again, keeping with the kitchen theme, we're going to pre-press this because if I show this to you up close, this has got lots and lots of creases in there, which if we were to put a transfer on that now, that would not be great for wash quality because it just wouldn't stick as well. So we want to make sure it's completely flat before we put anything on there. Again, cover with release paper. This is a super, super nice quality one as well. And I believe it only costs something like, I think it was 75p, 50p. So really affordable blank item to print onto. Perfect. And then we take our transfer. Again, this was cut from a gang sheet, so ignore the dodgy sides, but we're doing a rocket around the Christmas tree. This is really cute. Place it onto the platen. This release paper is not being my friend today. And again, fuse for 12 seconds. All of these are 145 degrees, 12 seconds, and hot peel. That is our Ultra Colour Max direct to film heat transfer. There we go. And once again, hot peel on that, lovely. And there you have your finished product. Now, obviously, this looks like it has a press box in it, but it's just where it's ironed the middle of it, and it hasn't ironed the rest of it. So I'd either recommend pre-pressing the whole thing before you fuse onto it, or just making sure that you give it an iron beforehand or something like that. But yeah, all in all, that transfer looks pretty good, and that will look really nice just hanging in someone's kitchen alongside their festive themed apron. So that's gift number 2. Or number 3, if you technically count the sweatshirt that we did first. Okay, the next one we're going to do is a really fun one. Before I move on, actually, has anyone got any questions? Have we had anything come in?
So we've had a question about the heat transfers. This person just wants to know what size they can buy heat transfers in from Styles.
So, okay, so that depends on which heat transfer you want to order. So the Ultra Colour Max heat transfers that I've been fusing today come in either a 55 by 55 centimetre jumbo sheet, which was actually the size order that I did for this live. And then I just cut out all of the transfer designs I needed. However, you can also buy it in different sizes if you only want 1 or 2 or 3. And then if you want to order more than 10 in quantity, we recommend you either going with our screen print heat transfers or our Ultra Colour heat transfers, which you could also order anything from an A6 all the way up to an A3 gang sheet. So all of the sizes are available on the website when you go to order. So if you head to custom.styles.co.uk, there will be a pricing grid or an option to select your heat transfer on there, and then it will give you all the options. I think there's like 6 or 8. There's quite a lot. And obviously gang sheets are available for all of them. So that's the most cost-effective way to order your designs. Okay, moving on. This one has been cut in a very odd way because of the shape of it, but we're going to do this transfer next onto a pillow. So moving away from the kitchen and into the living room, we're going to do a pillow. Now this one was, where are we? This one was from Rallowise, and I believe I think it was Beachfield. It says Westford Mill, which I think is one of their brands. So yeah, really, really nice quality bag here. Now, because of the zips on here, so as you can see, this has a zip here, obviously, so you can put the cushion actually inside of it, but it also has a lot of the heavy stitching around the top like this. So when you're putting that onto the heat press, that's what's going to regulate the pressure, not the part that we actually want to print onto. So what I'm going to do is utilize one of our heat printing pillows. These are fantastic for doing exactly the same thing as platens do, but they're just a bit more of an affordable option. And to an extent, they're a bit more versatile because you can put them inside things rather than having to sort of thread things on. So if I was to try and thread this onto the platen, this platen's too big, so it wouldn't work anyway. But because of the small width of the bottom of this, it would be quite difficult to thread because it would get caught on the bottom of the press and I can only thread it halfway on. So I would either have to get a platen that isolates all the areas and I could just place it on top like that, or you can insert a pillow, which is what we're going to do today. So open it up with the zip, put the pillow inside like so, and straight away, I'll try and show you here, but straight away you can see that that has now completely isolated the area, and that's the height that we're going to be printing onto here, from here across rather than on the seam, so it's not flat. So place that onto the platen. I'm going to leave the same platen on because this pillow fits perfectly onto it anyway. We'll give it a pre-press because, again, there's a few creases in there. Very nice. And because of the dual layer fusion, like I mentioned at the beginning, when we changed the platen to print the apron, and now that I've just put a pillow under there, we're constantly changing the pressure of what we're heat printing at, and I have not once had to adjust the pressure on this machine. It's all controlled by this air compressor that's on the floor next to me down here, and as you can see, there's no pressure knob or anything on the head of this machine. It's all done automatically, so the machine can sense what's underneath its plattens, and when it comes down, it will automatically set at the right pressure, so it just makes it so much easier when you're doing like things like this. So we're going to place our transfer down. She's actually a little bit too big for the pillow, so let me show you what's happening here. So when you're printing, you take it out, it'll be easier to explain. So you can only print a transfer to the size of the surface area, basically. So this is the size of our transfer and this is the size of our pillow. So as you can see here, it's hanging off the top and it's hanging off the bottom slightly. So if we were to heat print that, the top and the bottom would not fuse because they wouldn't be on the raised print area. So this is the design I did want to fuse onto it. However, we're going to change plans and go with a transfer that we know will fit. It's not Christmas themed. However, going with the theme of earlier, if you don't have to print Christmas themed products for your Christmas season, we're going to use this one. It's upside down. We're going to use this one. This was one of the designs that our studio team did for us for some samples, and they look fabulous. So we're going to use him. And as you can see, he fits on this pillow perfectly. So we're going to have no issues with application for that. So let's go back to our cushion, put this in here. Putting our heat printing pillow into a cushion cover. Right, we've already pre-pressed, so that's all good. Taking our transfer, we already know it's going to fit. Perfect, there we go. We are going to put the release paper back on and fuse for 12 seconds. There we go, pressure already regulated, which is just fantastic. It's one of my favorite things about this machine, that and the fact that it auto opens. So from the auto open up, the air fusion and the dual air fusion are the only two to auto open. And it's a feature I think is kind of an essential. So if you're like me and you get distracted easily doing other things at the same time. And there you have it. There's your finished cushion. And if I just pull this pillow out of here, use that for something else, this gets shipped to the customer. So yeah, not a Christmas design, I'm afraid, but you get the idea. This is a great way to print products like this for Christmas. And if you can see on here, the quality of this as well is fantastic. Look at the fine detail on this design. That's just ridiculous. Cool, so that's the pillow. And the good thing about these ones is that they are double-sided. So if you did want to print two things on there and sort of you could increase the profit on that, because if you're printing something that can be a bit versatile, you can definitely mark up your price on that. And it's just as easy to print. You literally just keep the pillow in there, flip it over and print on the other side. So that is number 1, 2, 3, 4. I was going to do 5, but I think we're going to make it to 6, which is good. Leave that on there. Right, next up, let's do pajamas next. This is a fun one. So we went on to Rallowise, as always, and we ordered these pajamas, which are adorable. They come in pink and in grey. These are women's pajamas, but they do have men's available. And it comes with just a plain white t-shirt and then these stripy bottoms, which are so soft. I cannot express how comfortable these are going to be. I think I might have to steal these when we're finished with the live because they're comfy. But they're a beautiful material and I think they'll print really, really well. But the other thing I like about this product is that it comes with a little bag. So when you're finished printing, you can put the pajamas in here. And if you want to leave this plain or brand it, whatever you want to do, it just makes it seem like a bit more of a gift. So you can sell this as another feature and a bit of a USP for your products that competitors probably won't have. So little drawstring bag to put them in, and it's a bit more of an experience when the customer's opening them or when the person they're gifting to is opening them. So we're going to come back to this in a little while. But firstly, we're going to print the t-shirt. So just takes just a plain white t-shirt. I'm going to see if I can get away with doing this without changing the pattern again. So this is the transfer I've opted for this one. Nice dino print, Christmas themed there. Is it going to be too wide for the pattern? No, it fits perfect. I'm going to try and do this on the same one. So load the t-shirt on again. As you can see, every time I do this, I'm threading my garments. I never, ever load 2 layers of fabric onto the pattern at the same time. Pre-press this. As always, good habit to get into. The Fusion IQ screen actually has a pre-press and a main press timer built into it already. So anything from the auto open through to the dual layer Fusion has 2 timers, which I always say to people is such a time saver, because if you're flicking between pre-press timing and main press timing, and then you're having to manually change your press settings in between each fuse, that's just going to waste time, like 10, 20 seconds per t-shirt, which you don't want to be spending. So by having a Hotronics machine and having it automatically count that for you and change, that's absolutely brilliant. Take the transfer, again, ignore the dodgy cut on that. Place it onto your top. Let's just make sure she's straight. I want to make sure we get this right. There we go. 3 fingers down from the top point of the design. I have made the mistake before of going 3 fingers down from the main point of the design and having it be too close up here. So we want from about there. Perfect. And we're going to hit her for 12 seconds with the jewel. Okay, hot peel, lovely, nice and easy. And there you have your custom t-shirt. Super, super cute Christmas pajamas here. I absolutely love that design. Let's see if I can get that to focus for you. There we go. Perfect. Then if you wanted to print onto the bottoms, you could very easily. We do have leg and sleeve patterns available. We have leg and sleeve pillows. To be honest, if the legs are wide enough, you could probably get away with threading them onto like a thinner pattern, especially if you wanted to maybe like print on the top part here. I reckon I could probably maybe even get that to fit onto there. Yeah, you could probably get away with printing like that, to be honest. We're not going to decorate these today, but what we are going to do instead is decorate the little gift pouch, which I'm very excited about. I think this is such a genius idea. So the next thing we're going to do is load it on. What I'm going to do for this one is, because this fits on the platen really, really well, the only thing we want to avoid is the thickness of the drawstring in the top of this. So as you can see here, this is thicker than the rest of the bag, and it does have this drawstring throughout. So we just want to make sure that that's hanging off the edge of the platen, just like that. We're going to give it a pre-press. This 28 by 38 platen has been the perfect size for everything we've done today, which is brilliant. And now we're going to take another DTF transfer, but this one is a little gift tag. So if you're thinking of doing these for gifts, you could offer, you could even have, like, I don't know, from your brand to whoever, or from Santa to whoever, or you could even offer customization, which would be a really fun one to do. And you could increase your prices for that as well, because not many people would be offering that. But I thought that was such a good idea. So we're just going to put this on here. I'm going to do it fairly near the top.
Molly, while you're fusing, we have had a question come in.
Is it Andy's Christmas emojis?
It is not, it's Nick. He says, Molly, can you share the Xmas dinosaur with me? That's dead cute. So keen to get Hotronics IQ.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Christmas dinosaur, is that one of our stock designs for this year, Beth?
It is, yes.
It's on the website. So if you go onto custom.styles.co.uk, that's taking some getting used to, then you go to, I think it's ultra color, this one. Yeah, it'll be ultra color because there's multiple colors in it. Go to the ultra color transfer section, and then under stock designs, there's a Christmas section, and everything that we're fusing today is available in there. So you can put things like this. Look how cute that is. So you could put your pajama set in there, send it off as a nice little Christmas gift. I think this is probably my favorite thing about the entire live. But yes, all of these transfers are available as stock designs. So if you want to get them for your business and you want to sell them, head online. Okay, we have one more thing to do. Is everyone still with me? I know I've been talking for half an hour. We're going to do one more thing. Nick says, amazing, will do. You are more than welcome. Okay, the last thing I want to do today is socks. Now, this is such a typical Christmas gift. I want everyone to comment below if they've ever been bought socks for Christmas before, because I can guarantee you everybody watching this video has been given and bought socks for someone else. However, printing custom socks is such a cute idea. And if you look at this as well, look at the stretch on that. That is a DTF transfer. Look at that. That's so cool. And that's just not, that's perfect stretch and rebound on there. That looks amazing. So we're going to show you how to print these. Now, a lot of the like brands at the moment are doing their own socks, whether they're embroidering them or whether they're printing them like these. But you could do them for your brand. Now, you could either do like your generic Christmas themed socks if you wanted to put like a fun little quirky Christmas design on there, or if you wanted to do something a bit like this that's either branded or just like a generic design that will last throughout the year. So we're going to show you how to do that. These socks are from Build Your Brand. Got these off of Rallowise as well. Just going to open them up. I think these were really cheap actually. These were like £1.45 per pair. So for a decent quality product like this, that's really not that much. So we're going to take our socks and we're going to place them again onto the same platen. If you wanted to print multiple pairs at the same time, definitely swap out to a bigger platen because you could probably fit like 4 or 5 pairs on one platen at once. But because we've already got this on here, I'm just going to do the one pair as an example today. So I'm going to pre-press these first and foremost. Okay, then I'm going to show you, great timing compressor, I'm going to show you the 2 different transfers that we're going to fuse today. So I'm going to do the tiny one, which I did pop onto this sock just to show you how small you can go with the detailing. That's why I did this one as well, just to show you the examples. And I'm also going to do a slightly bigger one as well, just so that, you know, if you do have a slightly chunkier design, you can definitely get away with doing that. So taking our transfers, just going to place them onto the socks like so. I'm going to use the release paper for this one just so that when the press comes off, they don't move at all. Should really be using heat tape for this, but I'm being a bit lazy and not. So let's just hope that they come out straight. But yeah, if you are doing, I did have the heat tape here. If you are doing anything that you're a bit worried about them moving, make sure you get some heat tape. It's very handy. Okay, remove that. Peel them both like so. And there you have your custom socks. Is that focusing? Yes, that is. How cute are these? So obviously you wouldn't wear the different size ones. You'd have the matching pair like so. Look at that, Styles socks. And then, yeah, we could either wear, I don't know who I'm going to make in the office wear these mismatched ones, but we'll definitely find someone to wear them for Christmas. So yeah, that's just another gift idea. So to recap, we have done, should we start from the beginning? Let me grab the sweatshirt. If you want to print around Christmas, but you don't want to print physical Christmas products, go for the standard sweatshirt, your normal product, your normal range. Just market them as great Christmas gifts that you can wear throughout the entire of next year. You can market things like the quality of them. You could market the price, even if it's competitive compared to Christmas gifts. There's so many options that you can do with the products that you are already printing. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to do anything that's going to take up loads of time and loads of money. Just print what you're already printing, but focus on your marketing message. So that's number 1. Number 2 was our festive apron, which is one of my favorite things. So really simple, really easy to do. Like I say, if you are printing on something that has a slightly smaller print area or it has obstructions like the seam, make sure to either get a smaller platen or, to be honest, you could probably use, oh, that pillow's a bit big, but we do have smaller pillows. We have print perfect pads. We have so many things that you can use with Hotronics presses and other heat presses to isolate your area. So that was a fantastic one. You could definitely get away with making the most of the print space on this as well. Like there's so many areas. You could print on like sort of the bottom left corner. You could print along the middle, along the side. Yeah, that would be a cool one actually. If you printed from like the shoulder down the side, that would look really nice. So yeah, that's number 2. Then we moved on to the tea towel, which looks fantastic. So nice addition to the apron if you're printing for Christmas. I think this one looks really nice. And this tea towel does feel really, really lovely as well. I won't lie, I was skeptical when I ordered tea towels, but I think this has come out really, really well. And it has a little hook on there as well. So you could gift that to somebody as a nice little Christmas gift. And yeah, this one literally costs 50p, this blank. So the transfer would probably have cost anything between like 50p and £1 if you gang your sheets up correctly. And you could sell this for maybe like, I don't know, £5 to £7, if not more, depending on your marketing. So very, very profitable item. Then we maneuvered on to the pillow, which we couldn't put a Christmas design on because I wasn't organised enough and it was too big, sorry, but we have got a small one on here to show you how it works. And like I said, if you are printing these and you want to make the most of the space, definitely print the back as well, because there's nothing on here. There's no sort of zips down the side. It's literally just on one side, and the pillow worked perfectly well with that. Pop that inside, isolate the areas. Then we moved on to the pajamas. So you've got your set, which you can purchase. I should have mentioned that as well, actually. All of this came as one thing from Rallawise. So the bottoms, the top, which we've printed on, and the little gift bags. You can put all of that into there and sell that as a nice little Christmas item. And last but not least, we have branded socks. So like I say, whether you do Christmas designs or whether you do something that's a bit more of your brand or more of like a generic style, that works as well. But yeah, they're really easy to decorate. The stretch and rebound on them is so good for a transfer. Like, that just looks great. And that is pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in today's live. Do we have any final questions before I wrap up today's live video, Beth?
We have one final question from Nick. He's asking if he thinks we could put glitter onto socks.
Oh, challenge accepted, Nick. I have these, and I have some glitter over there, so I will go and try it for you. I believe you can. I printed socks with Jenna from Styles at the Printing United event last week, and she used, I think it was like silicone vinyl on socks, and that worked really well. So I don't see why not. The only thing that I would probably be cautious of would be the stretch in it, because glitter doesn't stretch if you're doing a product that when you put it on, it's going to pull. I'm not entirely sure how that would work. But there are definitely, if you wanted to use vinyl, then you could 100% use Premium Plus, or you could order sort of a sheet of DTF transfers, depends on what you're doing. But we'll definitely give it a go and try it for you. So yeah, and if you test and just sort of give it a try at home, then you will have your answer sooner rather than later. So yeah, we always recommend testing first, but my biggest thing would probably be the stretch and rebound on the glitter vinyl, but I'm sure it would look lovely. And if it's just for a Christmas product, then it probably would be more than acceptable to do that. Do we have anything else?
I believe that is everything.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for sticking with me. I know that was a slightly longer one today. Before we go, I do just want to remind everybody that on the 21st of November, we do have our Athleisure Decorating Expo, or our Dexpo, as I called it to Beth earlier by mistake, on the 21st of November with Try Dry, and that's going to be anything and everything you need to heat print athleisure. So garments like this, the standard sweatshirt that we did today, we're going to be doing 100% polyester. We're going to be doing leggings. We'll probably end up doing socks now that we've got them in the building. Yeah, and multiple things like that. Jackets, coats, blah, blah, blah. So many things. If you want to learn how to print onto those and expand your business into the athleisure market, then definitely come along to that. The event is free as always, but they are going to be sold out. So make sure you go online to register for your ticket. We're doing an afternoon and an evening event as well. So I know quite a few people that haven't been able to attend our in-person events recently have said that it's because they're working in the day and they can't attend a morning or an afternoon session. So we are doing an afternoon and an evening. I believe it's 2 and 6 p.m. So make sure you come along to one of those. We will be returning with our podcast very soon. We've taken a few weeks off because we've been visiting colleagues elsewhere, and we've had a few other bits going on, but we are back very soon in the next week or two with another podcast episode. And that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you very much for everyone for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and follow us if you're watching on LinkedIn or on Facebook. And we'll be back very soon with another live event. Thanks, guys. See you later.